Hello YouTube, this is Chotohana Mike, and welcome to part 2 of my Spyro the Dragon playthrough. So, anyone who watched the first one, we got to the second world, Peacekeepers, so let's just dive right in. Yep, there we go. There we go. Yeah, you can kind of see it's all like deserts, canyons, very dry and dusty, but there is this big pool of green shit. Green? What the fuck am I... Purple! I should know that. It's the color of the main fucking character. Sorry, I do not know what's wrong with me there. Hopefully I don't screw up like that again. One thing that is cool about this world that I always liked, you can actually control the cannons, because of course Spyro has flame breath. That's always satisfying. And yeah, you can see the Norks get their own different animations, their own different skins, depending on what world you're in. So there's the first level, Dry Canyon. I gotta be honest, I was never really a big fan of this world. Okay, this was the part I was mentioning before. You kill one, it scares them, and then you go and hide in the tents, yeah? But Spyro can burn them down. But here's the thing. That was rude. I was genuinely surprised by that when I was a little kid and I saw that. I was like, how did they get away with putting that in? Oh, do they all? Okay, they all run this one. So yeah, second verse, same as the first, really. You go to a new world, you get access to a whole new bunch of levels, you go and just repeat the same thing. Each one adding its own different flavour, though. Artisan World was by far the more simplistic of them, of the worlds. Because this one, like you see, you can get the cannons. Yeah, I'll get to the dragon in a sec. I'm just trying to grab all the treasure first. This world introduces you also to the concept of like the destructible sections, like opening up new paths and stuff. You'll see what I mean in a sec. Also, I'm trying to remember where it is in this world, but each of the worlds has a speedway level, which becomes a staple of the Spyro series. That is the boss. I can go and fight the boss right now. I won't. Because, gotta be honest, out of all the bosses in the game, that's the one I hate the most. I do not like fighting Dr. Shimp. Just because he's kind of a dick. And you'll hopefully see what I mean. Yeah, you can see that chest over there. There is no key for that chest. You have to use the cannon on it. And like I was saying with the destructible areas, you see that big target, you blast it apart. And that gives you access to that upper ledge, which I believe that's where the speedway is. Yeah. Yes, Night Flight. Again, funny thing with the speedways, I hated these levels as a kid. Any level that you're timed in, any level where you are in a hurry, just made me panic. I couldn't stand levels like that when I was younger. And I still am not the biggest fan of them in general now, but I love the speedway levels in all the Spyro games. I don't know why I can't. I think it was because the very first time I did it, because it was so different to what I had played in the other levels. Okay, I don't have the key for this one. I just panicked, and I'm certain I screwed up my very first time. Okay. And I think it was just a case of, you know, I lose it once, then I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it again. Where's the key? Line this up. Come on. There we go. You gotta love the sound design in this game. I've not really spoken about the audio, and I know I've got it turned down so you can actually hear me, but hopefully you can hear the awesome music. Every game in the series has a great soundtrack. I don't think anyone's going to deny that. But just the sounds in general, there are so many sounds in this series that are just really iconic to me. You know, like the... Wow, he did not even try. You know, like the pitter-patter of Spyro's charging, the burst of his flame, the chink of the gems, the little ka-ting. All those little sound effects just
well done, Spyro!
Make the
Keep
game
up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some...
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure!
Okay, that actually got a chuckle out of me. I've not heard that. Like I said, I've not played this game in a long time, so I've not heard a lot of the lines from these dragons. But even if it was just a joke, they kind of do hint in this game that Spyro is kind of unique for whatever reason. You never find out why in this one. In the Legend of Spyro series, they tried to expand on that, and I'm just going to say this right now, I am not a fan of that series. Apologies to anyone out there who is. I know it has a very, very sizable and very passionate fan base. I can't stand it. And it isn't just because I'm a purist, it's not just because, you know, oh, if it's not the original game, screw it. No, I just don't think they're good games. I don't think they're well written for all the...
Hi, Spyro! Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a good job protecting you. Make sure to keep him strong by feeding him lots of butterflies.
Yeah, so again, still trying to explain some of the mechanics of the game. But yeah, just... it tries way too hard to be taken seriously and just fails, in my opinion. I think they screwed up the design and voice of Spyro. Well, not the voice. Elijah Wood's a great actor, but the attitude of him, the way he's written, doesn't work for me. And just the combat, which is, you know, the meat of the gameplay, because it's no longer a platformer. Crash and Spyro both did this thing where they tried to change from platforms to beat-em-ups, and both failed miserably, in my opinion. Okay. But yeah, they did try and do this thing where they made it out that because he's a purple dragon, and you never see another one of those, that's a big deal. That I don't mind, because yeah, Spyro is the only purple dragon you see in these games. Oh dear. I hope I don't screw this up. Yeah, you can see generally what's going on here. You're supposed to fly around collecting different items, and you're given a time limit to do it. Every time you collect an item, you add time to the timer. And like I say, I panicked when I was playing these as a kid, just because I didn't know that there is kind of a set route for each of them. I was just flying around floundering, not having any clue what I was doing. Ooh, am I gonna do this? Am I gonna do this? Oh, where's the last one? Where's the last... Oh, damn it, I missed one. I would do, wouldn't I? Yeah, sometimes I'm cheeky and try and grab that one. It never works. Doesn't help that Spyro doesn't control the best in this one. I'm assuming it's also, again, because I'm using an Xbox controller. I'm using the thumbstick, which he is not designed for. The game, like I say, was designed before analog controllers. So Spyro was designed with a D-pad in mind. However, the Xbox 360 D-pad sucks. The 360 controller was not designed for the D-pad. So it's just a case of the game and the controller were not made for each other, and it's just awkward. Where's that last one? Is it down? Ah, there it is. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Oh! Shouldn't have tried to be clever earlier on, otherwise I would have gotten that a lot easier. Excuse me. But you can see you do get a bunch of gems for completing each of these. That's why you do these. You don't get any dragons from the game. From the speedways. There's no eggs, nothing like that. But you get a bunch of gems for each of them. And if I'm remembering right, yeah, I'm just gonna say the final, because the game does have a final hidden world to it, and you need to have collected at least all the dragons, and I'm pretty sure all of the treasure to do it. Plus, like I said, I'm going for 100%, so I'm going to try and get everything. So let's start this off. First level, Dry Canyon. If I remember right, this is the level that there was one dragon for months I couldn't get. And I think this is the level that has it. Yeah, it is. We'll see how I do with it this time. And it's very simple. It's just that there's a fairly tricky jump that you need to make. I don't know what that explosion was. You see what I mean? Again, just little things like this. I think that's it. Yep. That one has a gun, so it's another attack that you've got to look out for. You've got to charge him, but he's got a ranged attack. I'm just going to turn back because I don't want to miss. Okay, that was too close. But yeah, you can see now the levels are getting a little more complicated. They're throwing a bit more at you, and they all do that. I think the reason why I was saying in the last episode that Artisan's World felt a bit more bland was simply because Artisan's sets the tone. You know, it's the default. Every world after that throws in a bit of extra flavour, something extra that makes each level its own. Because the levels aren't bland, they're not generic. Years later, I still remember all of them. There we go. I think when I was a kid I always thought that was going to be a portal. Just because it was an archway. What I'm waiting for though, because the hidden level that I was alluding to in the last episode is the flight stage for the Artisan Home. I know where it is, it's at the waterfall, that's where I was saying before that I couldn't open it. You're not able to unlock it until you reach Peacekeepers, and I can't remember... Oh, he swings around a vulture. I can't remember if it's just reaching Peacekeepers that lets you be able to unlock it. Oh, it didn't hurt me, it just kind of stunned me. But there's I remember there is one specific dragon that mentions the puzzle by the waterfall. And when you... That was how I learned about it. That's how I think a lot of people learn about it.
Is that you, Spyro? Are you the young dragon I've been hearing so much about? Ever since you're a wee puff of smoke, we've known...
You've known?
I forget.
See, again, that's another little hint that there was some big plan for Spyro that just never happened. But yeah, it's like, I'm sure there's some people who knew about the, playing it after the fact, who were told or looked it up or whatever, but yeah, I played this game when it was brand new, so I learned about it. Everything I learned about the game, I learned through playing it, so I learned about the flight stage that way, so that's when I went back. So I can't remember if I need to talk to that dragon to be able to unlock the flight stage, or if it's just a case of once you reach Peacekeepers, it becomes available. So I'm just waiting to find that dragon to be sure. Okay. Just having a look, seeing where I can go. Because there's here, there's up there, but then there's also way the hell over there. Which I don't know if I have the key or not. I forgot completely. Hey. Did not accidentally fly off into the abyss there. But yeah, all the levels in the game are memorable enough. I mean, every single one of them stuck in my mind in some way. Oh, this is always fun. Oh, I was expecting a bigger boom. Again, spoiled by the later games. I do not have the key. So I'm gonna have to make that jump all over again. Another thing that I probably should have mentioned by now, I am not good at this, is the different colours of gems denote different values. So green gems are worth 2, red gems are worth 1, the blue ones that I'm picking up are worth 10. They go up to, I want to say it's the yellow gems, or either yellow or purple gems are worth 25. But most of oh, here we go. Find that out right now. Oh, okay, no, never mind. Yeah, okay, the purple ones are worth 25, the blue ones are worth 5. So the yellow ones are probably worth 10 then in that case? Yeah, the yellow ones are worth 10. So there, you see the exit of the world is right above where you start at, so that's the fucker right there. That dragon took me so long to get. Because of that one jump. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out how you're supposed to do it.
Thank you for releasing me.
That voice did not fit him. Let's further around here then, because I already explored up there. So, there's another dragon up here, if nothing else. Okay, it's a shortcut back to... Yeah, wow. Yeah, when you go from that way, the level really is not very big.
Dry Canyon rewards good gliders. You are a good glider, eh, Spyro?
I was born to glide.
Well, fuck you too. Yeah, so... Like you said, you can see from here and the platform that was up there, you can see there's a lot of places in this level that require you to master how to do gliding. I wonder. Yep, there we go. That's how you do it. That's what stopped me. For the longest time, I kept trying to make the jump from over there, from the exit, and you just can't do it because it's not designed that way. And it took me ages to get the hang of it, and then when I finally found...
Incredible glide, Spyro. I thought I'd be stuck here forever with those ugly vultures standing on my head. Those birds might look tough, but they're pretty tasty. Flame broiled, with a pinch of salt.
Right, so now I have the key. I can head back down. Collect the rest of the gems. Okay, so I can't get back up there, so I'm gonna have to go back. Climb up there again. But if I'm right... Okay, so there's 25 gems left that I don't have in the level. Oh crap. Yeah. Yeah, anyone who's played this game, there is one level in particular that I am dreading, and you probably know exactly which one it is. It's the one level in this entire game that I always have bother with. It wasn't as a kid, oddly enough. When I was little, it was not a level that I had much bother with. One of the levels that I did not like when I was a little kid was what's called Boggy Swamp or something like that. That level I hated when I was little, and it was mostly for the enemies in it. They were just really obnoxious. Now I don't really mind them that much. It's that other level. Okay, here we go. Let's see how many gems are in this. Is that all of them? Yes, it is. Okay, there we go. So that's everything then. Got the gem, got the gems, got the dragons, got the egg. I'm out of here. That's another thing. Spyro's wings are really tiny in this game. I know they're supposed to be because he's a kid, he's a baby dragon essentially, but they're really tiny. They should not be able to carry him. But Spyro's design is one of those ones that's just iconic. Just as iconic as Spyro. There's a reason that those two were seen as frenemies, for lack of a better term, during the PS1 era, because they were seen as rivals, but they also promoted each other. And that whole thing kind of... Oh, here we go. This thing... These guys I always like. They've got, like, metal capes. Yeah, that all came to a head with... what the fuck was it called? Spyro Orange and Crash Purple. Like, I know they've got other names, but that's what they were called here. And... that was not a good... It's kind of like... I liken it to... the Mario and Sonic Olympic games, where it's like, okay, yeah, you've got these two massive icons of gaming, awesome. This is not the game we wanted to see them together in, you know? It's like, yeah, we desperately want to see these two game characters together, but we want to see them together in a good game. And I was suckered in. I got the games as a kid. I didn't care that it was for the Game Boy. That should have been an obvious warning sign, but it was Spyro and Crash in the same game. Of course I was going to get it. And then I started playing it. Oh, crap! Yeah, there's no way out of that one. That was just me being dumb and I slipped. I get overzealous with charging. If there's a run button, I'm going to use it. It's like with, you know, Mario 64... No, not Mario 64, that one didn't have a run button. What the fuck? There was some 3D Mario game that had a sprint button or something. Or another good example is Sonic Lost World, if anyone's played that one. That game has a run button, and the idea of Sonic with a run button is just kind of dumb to me anyway, but I pretty much, whenever I play that game, I play it with the run button just pinned down. It's not because I'm trying to rush the game, it's just, it feels more satisfying running around. Like, if you've seen Spyro, he's got this little trot. Yeah, it's like... Yeah, okay, it works, but it's... I want to be running. I want to be smashing through boxes and through enemies.
How's a dragon supposed to flame metal armor anyway?
Remember, Spyro, flame won't harm metal, but charging with your horns, that should do the trick.
I forget how many dragons are in the whole game. Yeah. I'm not even gonna bother looking up. We'll find out together. Because I'm gonna be going for a 100%, so I'm not gonna leave a level unless I have everything in it. So. But yeah, it kind of has this thing near the end of it where it's like, okay, yeah, you beat the game, great, but there's another level that you can't get to until you collect everything. Which I don't believe we're going to see, because I'm going to be collecting everything on the way, unless it like forces you through that message, then you're able to unlock it. Yeah, I always laugh at games like that where it's like, oh, you have to collect this, this, and this before we can continue, and then in the same breath they go, great job, you've collected them all. Another thing that Spyro does, which I think was... I don't know if it was like unique to Spyro, but I always loved about it, was you can see that, like, even as far away as the start of the level, you can still see it, no matter how far away you get. It's not like in other games where when you get a certain distance away from something, it just ceases to exist. It just gets fewer and fewer polygons. I know Mario 64 did something similar to that. Oh, god damn it. I'm being clumsy, and I'm going the wrong way.